How you doing? This is Andrew Raitt, and I'm back here in Long Beach where I got started. Not in the same zip code. I'm actually in North Long Beach right now. It's exciting. We just closed on buying this house. It's kind of a unique strategy. I'm going to be going over a little bit about the current project that we are and kind of a little bit about Long Beach, and then specifics about this project. And then I'm going to get into talking about the wholesale aspects of this real estate current market. So getting right into it, here in North Long Beach is unique because there still are pockets of the neighborhood that are dangerous. You got to come here at nighttime and understand which blocks are bad and which ones are good. This particular block over here where the property is on Louise is actually pretty good. The house itself is nice. It's around a lot of other houses that are being remodeled on the street, but at the end of the day, the neighbors, they're good people. And that's one of the reasons why we bought it. This house specifically here in North Long Beach is a tiny house on a decent lot. So we have about 400 square feet, and we actually bought it in the short sale. So it took us almost 6 months from the beginning to the end. Even at the end, they dramatically increased the price on it, but the market was healthy. It's going in the right direction. So we ended up buying this thing close to $98,000. We thought we were gonna buy it closer to $88,000, but the numbers made sense. The bank pushed on us hard and we gave in, but there's still a good healthy margin. So what we're gonna do with this project is we're gonna take a small little house and we're gonna actually make it usable. You'll see in just a few minutes in the inside how an awkward layout, and we have the potential for actually adding another 300 to 400 square feet to give it a nice usable home for someone that's gonna live in this neighborhood. The other option we have is, we're getting to the wholesaling part, is that we're buying at such a great price right now that we have the chance to wholesale it to other investors that either want to buy it and rent it out or buy it and flip it themselves. So there's still enough margin even if we put a little bit of profit on that and quickly turn it around and sell it. In a lot of cases, it's better. I'd rather make a quick $5,000 to $10,000 and move on quickly to find another project than maybe take another 4 to 5 months from start to finish. So we're going to evaluate that more. We're going to go in the back and I'm going to talk specifically about the wholesale market in general and the climate and what different options people have that are out there with it. So let's take a look on the inside of the house and check out what's going on. I'm in the inside of the house over here at Louise, and it's tiny. It's little, but it has a lot of opportunity and potential. I know I say opportunity a little bit too much sometimes, but here we have 1 bedroom. And a living room, and a kitchen, and a bathroom. What we want to do is we want to create another bedroom and another bathroom. But what's interesting is when you do your diligence, and you can look on my website and see a presentation on it, you'll find out that parking actually restricts us completely. So we don't have a parking spot, and we won't have a parking spot here. We don't have the opportunity to build a garage because of the way the house is configured on a lot. So we're kind of stuck at being a 1-bedroom house, no matter which way we go, unless we tear it down and build it back up, and we're not gonna do that. So what we're gonna do is, if we do build it, and if we don't wholesale it, is we're actually gonna create another room that is open and spacious. It's a family room, but if you use your imagination, someone might use it as a bedroom, but we're not getting permitted like that. So you just let somebody have the idea of what they want to do with it. But we'll do everything to code, everything permits, and we're also going to create another bathroom for them as well. So in effect, it might look like a master bedroom with its own bathroom, but we'll let the next person do what they want with it, but we'll just make sure we're gonna comply with the codes that exist here in the city of Long Beach. So we'd be looking at adding another 300 to 400 square feet. So you'll look at the floor plan and we have an idea of how we're gonna execute on this. What's nice is we have a backyard, you'll see in a moment, that's flush with greenery, and it's got a cool little shed there. It used to have a little area for birds that's still there, no more birds are in it. And get an idea that someone can use it for an office or another room or storage, whatever they want. So there are some little added features here. So this house is an older house. It's in rough shape, but it's not the worst that we've seen. It's tiny, but we can make it bigger. And we have comparables that are in sales well within the mid 200s. So we did really good on the acquisition price. Let's just see what we're gonna do and how much we're gonna spend to make it look beautiful. I'm here at the Louise project, and I'm talking about wholesaling. Initially, when we bought this property, we had two exits. One potential exit after we bought it was to fix it up, make it beautiful. In fact, I'm standing in the exact area where we'd add all the square footage to this small little house. The second avenue for us to sell, some people saw, an exit on their investment, is actually to wholesale it out. And it looks like we're leaning toward that direction. So what is wholesaling? It's, there's a couple aspects and flavors of wholesaling. Specifically in this project, we bought the house, have title, and we own it. And now we're gonna sell it very quickly, potentially sell it very quickly to another investor or an investment group, or even potentially a regular home buyer, and without doing any work to it other than the fact that we own it. And so we do have costs on that, on the acquisition, when we bought it. But we're at the point right now, we're in the planning phases, and we're doing all our architectural drawings that maybe we'll throw that in, or maybe we'll just eat it as far as cost. But if we're gonna wholesale it, we're gonna make sure we're gonna make a good amount of money that works for us. Other people wholesale it by or called bird doggers, will identify a property and they'll lock it up into escrow, however means, whether they lock it up in their company name or they lock it up in saying as an assignee, or they have another entity that they use to buy the property, and they turn around and during the escrow process, they actually transfer all the rights to that new person that's gonna buy it, and they take some kind of finder's fee, some kind of fee that both parties agree upon. And sometimes there's even people who wholesale deals. Well, they'll actually open up two separate escrows. They're buying the property, A, and they get the person that wants to buy the property to put up a deposit. So they'll find it, they'll get somebody else that they're gonna wholesale the deal to, put the deposit in, and then when they're gonna close the escrow, they'll have the person who wants to buy the property that they're selling to wholesale put the rest of the money in, and then they take a fee from that person. So a lot of people get started in flipping by just finding deals and wholesaling to other folks, because they may not have the capital. Maybe that's a good way for someone to get started. But you also have some pitfalls. If you go in and you're telling somebody that you want to buy this property and it's your money, and you go into escrow and you put a deposit, whether it's yours or somebody else's, and they find out you're wholesaling, and now with the internet, Facebook, Craigslist, everything's going on, agents are pretty smart. The sellers are pretty smart. And if they find out you're wholesaling it, sometimes they may not like that. And they may give you a lot of pushback, or they may go, hey, we're gonna cancel escrow, give you a notice to perform, or they may threaten you with some kind of legal action. Depends on the state that you're in and where you're at, whether they have, a real serious, consequence to you or not. They may just do it just to make it frustrating for you. So you really have to understand, what you want to do on the wholesale side. If you want to wholesale, for us, we like things clean. We like to do things completely legal, and we want to make sure that we also have some really good standing room. So if somebody comes to us and they want to negotiate with the wholesale, we say, no, we own it outright. We're not afraid. This is the price we're going to sell it to you, or we'll just build it ourselves. And that is the kind of position we want to be in this property, and usually in most investments. We want to be in a position of strength rather than a position of weakness. And if nobody wants to buy it from the price we want to wholesale, that's okay, because we know the economics work to add all this square footage and have a room where I'm standing right now. I'm here at the backyard of Louise, where we have this tiny little house, and we have a nice, beautiful backyard. And that's one of the considerations you should make if you're buying a home for yourself, or as an investment, or you're looking to flip a house. You may have a small house, but if it has the potential to build on the house, or if it has a nice yard that you can actually do a lot of things with, like this yard here specifically, you can landscape it. It already has a nice greenery, a lot of nice fruit trees that are on the property already. It has a little shed back here, whether we could use it as an office or whatever it might be. In fact, we might have to tear it down, but that's okay too, because we have this landscape and yard people can deal with. And families like to have a backyard for the kids to play, their dogs to run around, etc. So take that into consideration just because it's a small house. And sometimes the best deals are the small houses, because you buy a small, ugly house in a great neighborhood that everybody passes on because everybody wants it turnkey, everybody wants it ready now to move in. And you take a little time, you put some sweat equity into it, and now you have a much bigger house because you added square footage, and you probably did it significantly cheaper than your neighbors. So that's something to take into consideration. So to kind of wrap it all up on this project, Louise, you know, we just bought it. We're in Long Beach, North Long Beach. Typically was a scary area, but it's got just great potential, and it's a nice neighborhood in this particular location. And we're either gonna buy it and fix it up, add a bunch of square footage, 300 to 400 square feet, which is not a bunch, but it's a decent amount, and turn around and sell the price well into the 200s, and we bought it for less than 100,000. And we're either gonna do that, or we're gonna wholesale it out and take a quick profit and move on to the next project. And so here it is, and we'll see what happens.